This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to talk about advertising specifically with Facebook, and that's one of the most exciting things going on in, oh, you want me to try this number? Okay, give me a second. Let's give me that. Service and office, yeah, okay, give me a second. 239-228-5348. That is a number I have been using. This will be the third time that I dial this number. 239-228-5348. That is the first. I can. Okay. If you can hear me there, you might want to turn down the volume on your computer, if you can. And that's if you can hear me through that speaker there. Okay. Is this all right? No, because I can still hear you. It's not killing me, but I can hear you, or I can hear me speak through your computer there. Now it sounds good. Is it? Okay, so are we good to go? Okay. All right, put the sound up on the TV and mute yourself. That would be awesome. And then unmute yourself on the phone when you got a question. And if you have a question, you can put it right in the chat panel too, and then I'll stop and we'll unmute and get going. So you all have your own ID and password. Hopefully you have those. Please don't sign up for a trial here because you have an office account. Use this button up here and put your ID and password in there. So I'm going to go into mine and I'm going to point out a couple things here before I actually show you how it works. This call right here that says Shannon Pyatt is one of our clients. He's in the East Coast. He's been using us for a while. It's a really good example of how he is using it, and this is actually what I'm going to be discussing because we trained him. He's been a client of ours for a while, but him and many of our clients are generating 100, 200, 300 leads a month, and they're doing it only with Facebook. So that's the purpose of this call, is for you to understand how to do that. There is a budget involved there. That we do have free tools for Facebook, and that's our core stuff. We can do that on another call, but we're going to just talk about ways of getting you really great exposure and lead generation, both with buyers and sellers, using Facebook. And this guy right here, Shannon Pyatt, it's a really great webinar. You can see what he's doing, and it might help you reinforce what we're going to go over here. Another thing is Facebook advertising here. This button is going to show you how to customize and how to get the right landing page. And landing pages are a big part of Facebook strategy. And you have all these, you have many landing pages. We'll go look at them in a second. And then right here, we're going to show you under number 2 how you actually run an ad. Now we're going to do that together right here in a couple minutes. But I just want you to know, because I talk fast and you get distracted, and you just need to know where to find this, because this has to deal with Facebook advertising. So it's right here. It's the number 2 button. As you can see, we've also got a great open house system. It's designed to generate leads. There's a listing presentation there, although I might have sent one to you already. But if you didn't get it, you can download it at the bottom of this page on this green button here. So before I go into how to on Facebook, I want to point out, I want to talk a little bit about the strategy, right? And so when you watch the Shannon Pyatt call, you will see that he says it in a different way, but this is exactly the point. If you want seller leads, and a lot of clients, a lot of realtors want more listings. If you want more listings, the number one place we feel to generate those listings is on Facebook. 71% of adults are there, not teenagers, but 71% of adults. And so you got to treat it as a place to brand where 71% of your market is. And the way you brand, so I kind of talk about it in terms of branding and then in lead generation. It's all combined, and you do it the same way, um, but you need to know, we're going to talk about the branding half of it right now. And so what I have here on the left, basically, if you have listings, you should market them. And if you don't have listings, you should borrow them and market them anyway, right? Many people have borrowed listings, and then they just put them out there and you get buyers that way. But with Facebook, what you're really doing is you're telling the market, I am a realtor. And even if I borrowed these, I'm associated to homes that are coming soon or just listed or open houses. Hold on a second, I'm going to sneeze here. Sorry about that. So open house, maybe you mark it as price reduced, and of course just sold. And you can do that very easily in listings to leads. If you notice this left-hand column, it says number and status. UD means under deposit, AC is active contingent, JS is just sold, A is active, and then just sold again. Or down here, coming soon. And the way that looks different is if I click on the single property website, there's always a banner, right? And so one of the things about listings to leads is we want to market the same homes over and over, inventory is tight. So it's important to say, hey, now this home is open house, now it's under contract, now it's price reduced. So to affect that change, you just click the edit listing button right here, and the top thing is select the status, and you can see all the statuses and the ways that you can market. So the point is, get some listings in there and market the same home. Let's say you've just got one listing, okay? And what you want to do is you want to get ads on Facebook and say, I've got a home that's coming soon, right? And right here, I've got a single property website. I don't know if you can see it on the left. Can I go a bit slower? Yeah, I can go slower. But it says coming soon here, right, up on the right. And this is a single property website. There's a little picture of it, but I have other ones. And the whole point of that is you're going to put a tool like this. This is a single property website on Facebook, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. We are on the listings page. Sorry about that. We're on the listings page. Sure. And I'm happy. Just slow me down. I talk on the phone all the time, so that's kind of a problem for me. But go to the listings page, and this is where your listings are. And if you borrow listings, you can put them in here. But the two tools I want you to recognize is the single property website, which is this red button, and I keep clicking on it, and that shows me the single property website, right? And you can see here it says for sale. But if the home is just sold, like it is here, then it says just sold up on the top right, okay? And the point of that is this is one of the key tools that I want you to put on Facebook for branding, to develop branding, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that, but I want you to understand. Now there's another key tool to develop branding as well, and it's over here. It's called a listing landing page. It's to the right of the Facebook page button. And so I'm going to click on this one, and you're going to see a very nice looking page, okay? And so to build your brand, you always want to have nice looking tools, right? And that's what a listing landing page is. And what a listing landing page is, if you can see, it's a landing page that says, hey, do you want information on this home? Give us your information. All right, so if somebody puts in their contact info and they click get information, the web page automatically drops them on the single property website. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's an automatic email. This is a lead that me as the agent receives and says this buyer is looking for this, and maybe follow these steps. So what I want you to know here is on this page, these are two great tools, the single property website and the listing landing page, and we want you to put those on Facebook. And I'm going to show you how to do it, but I want you to recognize this is a key point. You're going to put it on Facebook. You're going to choose on Facebook, and I'm going to show you this in a minute. You're going to choose a zip code and a territory to hit on Facebook. So it doesn't matter that people like you or know you on Facebook. It just means they live there. And then you're going to set a budget. And you're going to say, I want to spend $20 for 4 days so that people will see this. If you spend $40, or I'm sorry, $20 for 4 days, somewhere between 1 and 2 and 3,000 people are going to see that. And that's the key. Because right now, I don't know what you do for branding or for advertising in real estate, but I don't know if you can tell me that 1 to 2 to 3,000 people are going to see you for 20 bucks, right? So let's see how we're going to do that. How would we do that? First of all, let's just remind ourselves, we got just sold, we got active contingent, we got coming soon. So let's see what my coming soon looks like. I'm going to click the listing landing page, and that's not a great one. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that one, and that's because the picture is just not good because I got a small picture in there. But I'm going to get this one here in Naples, right? So I'm going to copy this link up here. It's a web address, okay? And now we're going to go into Facebook. So I know a lot of you are new to this. You've never done this. And we're going to do this twice. And then then I'm going to give you some tutorials. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is a listing landing page. Just so you know the difference, this is a single property website here. Okay? This is a listing landing page. And we want you to mix it up. Just like any advertising, don't put the same ad over and over. That's why we want you to, if it's the same house, you can say, well, it's coming soon, or it's just sold, or it's open house. But definitely go back and forth, and you'll see that we're going to run this ad for 4 days. And that's, 4 days, 5 days. You don't want to run something for 30 days because the results start to taper off after a few days. So you're keeping things fresh, and you're running ads every few days. I know you're busy, but I'm just giving you the best way of doing it, so you can scale back how you want to do it. Sure. That's a great question, but if you would email me after this, I will answer that question for you. Because basically, when you, because I don't want to get distracted off of what we're talking about, which is Facebook advertising, but this button here, edit, is where you should change those prices and save it at the bottom. If you did that and it's not flowing through, email me. Okay? Okay. Uh-huh. This is the listings page right here. Correct. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, is there any way that you can see one after?
Is there any way what?
What?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We can do that. And that's a different, this one is just meant to be on Facebook, but yeah. We can definitely do a call on like the core stuff here, right? So where we were is we were going to take this listing landing page and put it on Facebook, okay? Now I am going to send you a tutorial on this, so if you don't keep, if I lose you, you're going to have a resource at the end of this call, and you're going to have this recording, okay? So go to Facebook. You will need a business page for this. There is a little blue triangle. It's dark blue. I don't know if you can see it. You click it and it opens up and it says create ads. And when you go here, it kind of whips through this little thing and it opens up an ad creator for Facebook. Okay. Now I get this message because I got an ad blocker built into my browser, but what you want to do, you will see a list, and you want to send people to your website. Okay, so let's click it there. Now we're not sending it to your real estate website, we're sending it to this website. So again, I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to go back to the ad manager, and I'm going to right click and paste it there, and it shows me a little blue line. I click that, and then it pushes it in there. Okay, now there's this cool thing about Facebook pixels. Ignore it. It's just, you don't need to worry about it. It's not critical for you to generate leads in the way we're going to describe. But here's the most powerful thing about this. This place, and can you tell me what is, well, I'll just type it right here. I'm going to type in Naples, Florida. And it shows me right on the map where it is. But what it's doing is it's defaulting to 25 miles out. Now that might be kind of far away. So I'm going to change this to 10 miles. And that kind of makes sense because I would do business 10 miles from Naples. If you don't, and you only do, business in Naples, well then you can change this and say current city only. Does that make sense? That's a key piece right there. You target your city or your zip code, and you get, a radius, or you don't have a radius. The other thing is, you may not want 18-year-olds to look at this. So I'm just going to bracket it. You might want people at least 24 or 30. But notice over here, your potential reach is like 170,000 people. And that's because there are a lot of people that live there. Not 170,000 people will see this. They will not see it. But a few thousand will. And you can see down here what's going on here. And I'm going to say this is a lifetime budget of $20. And I'm going to start this ad. It starts today. And go here and change this date to say, no, I want it to end on Saturday. And it says, okay, well that means you're going to maximum spend 20 bucks, and somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 people are going to see that. Okay? And I'm going to show you now, once you've done that, now we got to click this button at the bottom right that says choose creative. And this is where we start to look at the ad. Okay? Now, I know, realtors by nature get distracted by everything on the page. So you got to focus on what I am talking about and not all the other fun things that Facebook gives you. Right here, just scroll down, and this shows you what the ad is going to look like. Okay? And there are a couple of key things to think about here. One, this little page down here, or this little thing here says Naples, and that is related to this box. So I'm going to change this to Naples custom home, right? And that changes the little spot down here. Well, wait a second, it's kind of refreshing. And it says Naples custom home. These words up here are default language. Don't use our default language. It's meant for you to modify. And it says get the current price, photos, and dreams. There's probably something super special about this home, right? Maybe it's in a great neighborhood, and maybe it's got, brand new kitchen, or, the fun stuff that people will want to read and get them to click on it, right? That's really the key. You got to remember that this has to be exciting, because otherwise what happens is you run an ad and Facebook will tell you at the end, oh, 2,000 people saw it, but nobody clicked on it. And the reason that nobody will click on it is that either the picture is not a very pretty picture, or the language is not very exciting. Now I want to point out that up here it says sponsored by Listings to Leads. And that's because, I'm with Listings to Leads. But you, as a realtor, it's going to be sponsored by you, the famous Naples realtor, right? And that's why this is branding is so important, because you've got a business page that says, I'm super luxury in Naples, and that is going to be seen by thousands of people. And that's why I've been saying, go to Listings to Leads, and even if you borrow tools, run different homes, run different ads. That one we're looking at is a home that's just sold. Let's do something that maybe is coming soon, or open house, or just listed. It doesn't even have to be your property, but because of the fact that we're running it out on Facebook, thousands of people are going to see it. Okay, and they're going to what's important is they're going to see here's a home that's just listed or open house or price reduced, but they're going to see over and over that it's sponsored by you, and it's going to start sinking in on these people that you're a realtor. Okay, now there's a couple things here that are important to think of. Because we're branding, I think mobile is great. And so if I didn't want mobile, I could remove it. Desktop right column, see if I can get to Facebook and show you what that means. When we run an ad, and this is always a gamble, I'm going to Facebook right now. I'm going to go right to my news feed. I don't know if you go on Facebook, but in the middle column is all your friends and your family and the stuff you follow, right? So I got some friend feeding their cat, and you see that on Facebook all the time. But over on the right is where these ads show up when it's saying desktop right column. I'm actually not a real fan of desktop right column. It's just, but if you put it by default, it's going to go right here in the center. And that's where you want it to be, because as people scroll through, that's where they are. So that's just something to think about with Facebook. Instagram, I think it's worth testing Instagram. And then mobile means it's going to be seen on smartphones. And in the case of this, where we're branding, then we definitely want to say, let's do that, right? Let's keep it on mobile. Okay. Now the other tool, which is super important, is up here in the landing page section. And we have a lot of landing pages. So while you're branding, these are important pages to get out there, right? And there are pages for empty nesters. There are pages for growing families. But we've also got Property Valuation Plus, right? And I think this is a really good one. And if you click on See Landing Page, this is a landing page that, if I fill this out, is designed to get a property valuation to a consumer. So instead of putting the single property website, we type, this allows somebody to type in their address, and it says, hey, is this your home? And you say, yeah, that's my home right there. It says, great, we've got your valuation. Just give us your contact info, right? Why are you going to move? Well, I need to sell soon. So when the consumer clicks this, you, the agent, gets a lead. Okay? You're actually going to get the number that they're seeing in this, right? And this is me in my picture, but in your case, it would be you and your picture, and it would be saying, here's your estimate of your home value, right here. Okay? And that's the beginning of getting, a listing. You now have a lead. You now work on converting that lead. And that's the whole key to that. So again, you go to the landing pages here, and I don't know if you can see it here, but I just got a lead. It's the instant, it's the auto response from the landing page. So when you want to go here to create these kinds of pages, go to landing pages. And the simplest one, I'm sure you build your business in multiple areas, but I'm just going to type in Naples and click Save. And once I do that, it will put a page under every one of these buttons. So now I have a FSBO page for Naples. I have an expired page for Naples. I have Property Valuation Plus. I now have an empty nester page for Naples, right? And the best way to get that out there is to say, hey, let's put that out on Facebook. You can also put it on the back of a postcard and things like that. But this is a Facebook call, and that's exactly what you would do. So if you wanted to take a property valuation page for Naples or any of those pages, you just go through the same exercise and copy the link and put it on Facebook, right? So any questions about that? Okay. So one thing I want to tell you is this is the default look of our landing page. So you noticed I just typed in Naples and I saved it, and boom, I have this, right? And this is like my Lafayette page, which had that big pretty picture. Before you run that, definitely change the background picture. And let me give you some tips. It's got to be something that looks like Naples. It's got to be a landmark, not a house in Naples. I don't know if there's a downtown city street. I don't know if there are famous landmarks there. a nice bridge, a school, who knows? But what you've got to think of is you're running ads on Facebook, and you got to make consumers feel comfortable, because what you're going to be asking them is, do you want your home value, and do you not want to be spammed forever, and do I look like I'm a local person that knows something about Naples? This picture here, I don't know if this looks like Naples. I kind of doubt it, right? um, but you need it. You can just go here to the edit page, and you can, it says upload background image, choose file. Oh, real. Uh, uh, let's see here. You can see it? Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking edit landing page for Naples, and then I'm going to upload background image, and I might have an image here. Let's see. Well, this isn't Naples, but it'll give you some idea. Um, and you just go down to the bottom and you click save and update. And once you do that, now it's like a better page. And let's just go to Naples up here. This is the original Naples page. I'm just going to refresh this, and now you can see the background picture. That looks like Naples, right? Yeah. So that's how you do it. Take just a couple minutes to update that kind of picture, and that's key. Then take this page, just copy the link right up here. Right click, copy. Go to Facebook and click create an ad and start over on the process. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Nope. Just remember, my partner is a realtor too, right? And he just throws in all these things because, like most realtors, he's just distracted by everything. I'm only telling you what you need to do to get leads. And all you need to do is put a landing page image right here in this spot. You don't really have to go through the rest of this, right? If you want, the one thing I recommend is down here, change the second line to get your answer here to get your answer in less than 15 seconds. Because that gets people in that instant mode, right? I'm going to get my answer right now. Because when you ask them for that answer or for that information, when you want them to fill it out, right here, this is the background picture. It says get your answer here. I'm going to refresh this again. It says get your answer in less than 15 seconds now. And that's what it is. You're basically reinforcing the fact for that consumer that I'm going to get you this information right now. And that's good because they know, well, I don't have to talk to you and I can get exactly what I want right now. And that's what you want, because for them to get what they want, which is the valuation, they need to give you what you want, which is their contact information. Does that make sense? So some words like that can help. All right. You could even put like 30 homes sold in Naples last month, right? Something to reinforce them, to get them, make sure they're going to follow through. Because what you start to learn about is, I ran an ad, 2,000 people saw it, 100 people clicked it, because Facebook will tell you 100 people clicked it, and then you'll go, but I got no leads, or I got 10 leads, or whatever. And that's where you start to fine tune your message to make sure that people fill that out. Okay? The other thing about our stuff, and we are going to have another call on the broader subject, but I do want you all to learn to join this mastermind group. There's a blue button there, and there will be a little join button on the right if you haven't joined us yet. And a lot of our clients are here talking about what's working. They're asking questions, and then they're just throwing up ads to say, hey, this is what we're doing, and we're generating a bunch of leads this way. So it's a great way to learn some new techniques. And it's also, if you don't know this, we add new tools to our system almost every couple weeks. So it's a great way for you to get that, to learn about the new tools as they're coming out. So like I said, back on the home page, Facebook advertising is going to cover that. I'm going to put this video up on YouTube, and I'm going to send this over probably in like an hour. So you will have this as a resource. Do you have any other questions though about Facebook? Yeah. We can do that next week if you want. Sounds good. Happy to do it. Uh-huh. Nothing is fully customizable because, oh my God, that would just, I don't know how many ways agents can break stuff. But it's fairly customizable. And where it's important, it's customizable. In some cases, yes. You're welcome to log in and test it out. Yeah. I'm going to. So over here, when you get your ID and password, do not log in over here and start a free trial. Click this login button at the top right. Email me at vince@listingstoleads.com. Our website is right there, vince@listingstoleads.com. And just say, yeah, yeah, sure, yes, correct, yes, correct. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. So when you run an ad, your logo and your brand for your business page will be there, and so and that's great. I don't know if you have a bunch of lead capture there on that page, but the page that we're designed for you is all about capturing leads for you. Oh, well, inside your account, well, she want you click on leads inside your account. There's a tab up there. All your leads are there, and you definitely want to find a way to follow up with them. Generating leads without a follow up is just, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to follow up with leads. Well, no, like I said, run the ad for 3, 4, 5 days at a time. Yes. Yeah, you get a